Good morning, class 10. Today we shall start a new chapter in Supplementary Reader, A Thief's Story. As the name of the lesson itself suggests that the story is about a thief. You have studied this chapter earlier also. You must be knowing who is the thief. The thief in this story is Hari Singh. He has taken this name Hari Singh. The chapter tells us that he keeps changing his name very frequently so that he can escape from being caught. He does not want to reveal his identity. He does not want to reveal who actually he is because he wants to escape from the police and from everybody else. Because when a person does anything wrong, whether it is a robbery or anything which is illegal, then there is always a fear in one's heart and mind that somebody will catch him. He can be caught red-handed anytime. There is a feeling of guilt in his heart. So in this chapter we shall see, was this Hari Singh guilty? Did he have this guilt? Did he have this fear in his mind? If yes, then to what extent? If no, then how did he behave as a thief? Was he very confident that he is a successful thief? He can do any kind of robberies without being caught? Let us read the chapter and find out. The Thief's Story. A young boy makes friends with Anil. Anil trusts him completely and employs him. Does the boy betray his trust? Betray means, does the boy break his trust? Does the thief cheat Anil? Or did he keep up the trust? Let us find out. Who does I refer to in this story? What is he a fairly successful hand at? What does he get from Anil in return for his work? I was still a thief. Here I is Hari Singh. I was still a thief when I met Anil. And though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Look at each important line, children. Every line is giving you some piece of information about this thief, Hari Singh. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and a fairly successful hand. That means at that age of 15, at that such a small age, he was a fairly experienced thief and very successful in doing any kinds of robberies or theft. He was a fairly successful hand. That means he could rob people, he could do robberies very successfully. And by this time, by the age of 15, he was fairly experienced as well. Experienced in what? In robbing people. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. So, first when he met Anil, Anil was watching a wrestling match. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow. He was not fat, he was lean and thin and tall. And he looked easygoing. Who looked easygoing? Anil. Kind and simple enough for my purpose. Again I am saying, pay attention to each word which has been used. It is written, kind and simple enough for my purpose. Whose purpose? Purpose of this thief, Hari Singh. What purpose? Cheating people, robbing people of their money, of their belongings. So, when Hari Singh met Anil for the first time, he realized that he was an easygoing person, he was kind at heart, and he was simple. So, the thief immediately he realized that since Anil was easygoing, since he was a kind person and a simple person at heart, so it would be very easy to rob him. It would be easy for the thief to successfully cheat him and rob him of his money. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. So he says, I hadn't had much luck of late. That means in the recent past, he had not been very lucky in robbing people. He had not done any robbery in the recent past, and now, since he has met a simple man named Anil, an easygoing man, a kind-hearted man, so he was sure that he would be able to win his confidence. And unless and until he wins his confidence, he will not be able to successfully cheat him and rob him of his money. So he was sure that his luck would favor him and he would be able to cheat Anil. You look a bit of a wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So this was the way he initiated and started talking. He had something to talk to, isn't it? For him, Anil was a stranger. And how can anybody start talking to a stranger? There should be some topic on which you can start your conversation. So here, this man, Hari Singh, this boy rather, I should not say man, this boy, a thief, Hari Singh, started talking to Anil by saying that you look a bit of a wrestler. And he is trying to flatter him. So do you? He replied. Anil is asking, Anil in turn is asking him, do you? That means, do you also do wrestling? So do you? He replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Now when Anil puts up a question, do you? He is trying to ask, are you also a wrestler? Do you also wrestle? At this question coming to him, Hari Singh for some time was afraid. He was frightened. Frightened why? Because he thought that Anil might ask him to wrestle. And at that time he was a thin fellow. Because for wrestling a person should be very stout. A person should be physically very, very strong and fit. But Hari Singh at this time was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. I said modestly means without showing that I am very proud of my skills. He is very in a very decent language without showing any pride. He is saying that I do wrestle a bit. What's your name? Hari Singh. I lied. I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. So this is the way he used to escape from being caught. He did not get hold of the police as yet, neither his former employers, because he was changing his identity. He was changing his name every month. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting. That means they were making sounds while they were wrestling and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Now, this man, Hari Singh, is following wherever Anil is going because he has well realized by now that Anil is a simple man, he is a kind-hearted man, and Hari Singh will be able to successfully rob him. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? Now both are talking to each other. He is saying, after giving him a smile, he says, I want to work for you, but I can't pay you. I thought that for a minute that I had misjudged my man. He thought that maybe he has interpreted him wrongly. I asked, can you feed me? Now Anil is saying, can you cook? Anil is asking Hari Singh, can you cook? If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. So Hari Singh is trying to do some work in the house of Anil. Actually, his intention is to get into the house of Anil, so that when he will stay there for some time, he will win the confidence of Anil, and one day he will look for an appropriate opportunity, and he will rob the money and go away. Now he is trying to ask him that can you feed me? Anil is saying that if you can cook food for me, then I can feed you. He took me to his room over the Jumna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. Now Hari Singh has successfully planned everything, and he is also successful in going along with Anil and stay with him. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible, because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. He did not scold him. He just told him to go away from there, and he gave the food which was cooked by Hari Singh to stray dog. It shows that Hari Singh did not know cooking at all. But I just hung around. That means he kept on moving around Anil. He did not leave the place. As he was told to leave by Anil, he did not do so, but he kept on moving here and there. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, "Never mind, he would teach me to cook." So, by all this, we can well imagine how kind-hearted was Anil. Had there been some other master in place of Anil, then Hari Singh would have got a good scolding, and he would have been turned out of the house that very moment. But Anil did not scold Hari Singh. Instead, he said that, "Never mind, I will teach you how to cook." He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Now Hari Singh is being taught to read and write. He is learning various things. Anil is saying that I will teach you how to write sentences, whole sentences. So now Hari Singh is thinking that once he is able to write sentences, once he is equivalent to any educated person, then he can achieve anything. That means he can do any kind of forgery, he can do any kind of cheating once he knows how to write. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. So Hari Singh was earning profit while he was buying things in the local market. Whenever he used to purchase anything, he used to make a profit of ₹1 or ₹2 every day. And he was aware that Anil knew that he was earning profit from the money which was given by Anil to purchase the daily supplies. But he ignored that thing, and he did not say anything to Hari Singh. Anil made money by fits and starts. Anil made money by fits and starts. That means his way of earning money was not fixed. By different ways and means, he used to earn money, but he earned money legally. He did not do anything like robbery. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow one week, lend the next.